Hello, 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 my beloved souls. It's Divine Feminine Friday. Friday. And I'm always celebrating a divine feminine as the feminine Christ energy is coming back on this earth, being amplified, being magnified, and we're all being guided to go within and tap into our intuitive guidance. We are celebrating Llama still. We just had that beautiful harvest celebration on the 1st of August. We still under the energies of the new moon from Leo, heading quickly to the full moon in August, on August 11th, as well as the 8-8 portal, right? So there's a lot of energies going on, a lot of transformations, a lot of healing, a lot of growth, a lot of expansion happening really for the collective. And because we did just celebrate Llamas, which is about the celebration of the wheat harvest, right? Our first harvest, really. I'm also going to pull in a divine abundance deck. Pull from the divine abundance deck for all of you, my beautiful divine feminines in English, right? Excuse me. So, start with the divine feminine oracle, of course, because you're amazing and I love y'all. And let's see. Thank you, angels and guides, for being here with me in the divine feminine collective. Thank you for allowing me to give the messages that can serve the highest and greatest good, put them on the highest and greatest timeline, and what do they need to know? Come on. Come on. Mother Mary coming out, supporting you, nurturing you, loving you, right? The Mother of God, I am blessed. My courage gives birth to the divine. My courage gives birth to the divine. I love that. When Archangel Gabriel came to Mother Mary, I just saw 144, the first thing he said was, be not afraid, right? For like, I am a messenger of the Lord. Be not afraid. Like, don't be scared of the intuitive guidance that you're getting. Don't be scared of the signs and synchronicities that you're receiving. Don't be scared to stand in your truth, to stand in your life, and to do things a little bit differently, right? There are gifts, talents, creative projects, businesses, all types of things, and literal babies, right, within us that are looking to be birthed out through us and can only be birthed out through us. We all incarnated at this time with our own soul contracts, and there are things that we showed up to do here in order to help the collective, and all in order for those to be signals to others within the collective that they also need to show up and participate, right, and do their thing and live out their soul contracts and live in their light and stand in their truth. So you're being guided right now to just not be afraid of who you are as a divine feminine, right? She was a teenage mom. So it doesn't matter what age you are in this game of life that you're playing right now. This is time for you to give birth to something new. This is time for you to know that you're truly blessed. This is time for you to feel the safety and the sanctity of the divine just surrounding you and supporting you in all of this. And then my baby Kuan Yin, the goddess of compassion, right? I recognize suffering in order to release it. I recognize suffering in order to release it. Curiosity brings compassion, breeds compassion, I'm sorry. So I love the fact that we have all this beautiful white and red energies, right? The beautiful white divine light coming in from the heavens, right? And our soul star all the way down into our root chakra with this beautiful red energy, right? So really connecting from the root to the heavens, right? From the heavens into the earth, and realizing, divine feminines, that you are a bridge. You are a bridge between heaven and earth. She's also holding her hands in a um, mudra. So that's connecting to our yonis, right? Like, our yonis are the portals, divine feminine. So if you're a female, but our yonis for a feminine, for a female divine feminine, is the portal between heaven and earth, and like in the physical realm, right? Not just the spiritual sense, which we all have access to. If you're a feminine, a male feminine energy, or a female feminine energy, that doesn't matter. But as far as the physical vessel is concerned, this yoni, right, is what brings heaven to earth. We take something from the spirit world, a baby, and bring it forth into the physical world, right? That is the connection. That is one of the physical bridges that we have. But because you're divine feminine energy, you have that bridge within you when you're connecting your divine soul starlight with your divine earth starlight, right? Really connecting from the earth star to your root chakra, all the way up through your crown chakra, through your soul star to the heavens and beyond. Really connecting in and not being afraid of that connection, not being afraid of opening your heart, not being afraid of being vulnerable, right? Not being afraid to show compassion and empathy to things. It's okay to cry. It's okay to feel, right? It's okay to feel angry about things sometimes when it just doesn't feel right and it's not just, and it's okay to feel sad about things that are being removed from our lives because maybe that's all we've ever known, right? A lot of us are being called to heal and to evolve and to expand and to grow and to release the things that is no longer serving us. And sometimes we're really comfortable and familiar with those things because that's all we've ever known. I just had this conversation with the divine masculines, right? It's time to like let go of those old beliefs, let go of those old systems, let go of those old thought patterns, and hold compassion for yourself and for others in the collective, right? We're all going through it. And it's not all going to show up the same way. Some people are going to be in flow with these energies that are being released, and they're like, listen, if it's holding me back, I don't want it anymore. You know, layer by layer, they're willing to take it off and to be free and to just walk around this world just in their naked soul glory and to shine bright because it just feels really great. And others are really uncomfortable with that, right? You're holding on to your things because you're not sure if you're going to get another thing, if that thing is going to be replaced. So maybe I don't want to take my earrings off because I don't have another pair of earrings, right? Or you can take them off and know, fuck it, I'll get another pair of earrings, right? Two different energies. Which one are you flowing into? Thank you, angels. Thank you, guys. What else do the divine feminines need to know at this time? This first week in August, to celebrate Lamas and all the beautiful blessings available to them. What do the divine feminines need? What do the divine feminines need to know? Some of you are all over the place, right? You're scattered. Your energy is jump, jumbled around, jumping around. You like how I can't even get the words. Like that's how I feel. It's like your energy is scattered, and it needs to come into place, and it needs to be focused. Beware the barrenness of a busy life is the quote that they just gave me, right? I don't remember who says it, but there's that quote that sticks with me. Beware the barrenness of a busy life. Just because you're doing a lot doesn't mean that you're being productive. Just because you're doing a lot doesn't mean that those things are gonna have any, like, they're gonna take root. It's like having a it's like Jesus with the parable of the seeds, right? It's like having a bag full of seeds and walking around and throwing those seeds out and seeing where they land. But because your energies are so scattered, you're not realizing that you're throwing some of those seeds on concrete. You're throwing some of the seeds over the cliff. You're throwing some of the seeds in sand. You're not focused on the fact that you should just be focusing on the soil, right? On the soil that's just been like cleaned out and fertilized and set for you. Like those are where the seeds go. But because your energy is so scattered and you're not focused, you're throwing seeds everywhere. And so the things that are landing on the concrete are not taking root. The things that are in the sand are not taking root. Maybe some of them just got thrown around and they ended up with the birds instead of actually being planted in the soil, right? In this fertile soil of your soul. So there's that energy, just bringing it all together and really focusing like, where do I need to be planting these seeds right now? Which garden is going to give me the most fruit, right? We're in harvest season. That's this energy, like preparing our ground, preparing. We're harvesting right now and then we're getting ready for the next one. So what are you harvesting at this point, right? Like we reap what you sow. So what are you harvesting at this point? What are you reaping at this time? And then what are you going to be sowing? Are you sowing seeds of chaos or are you sowing seeds of focus? Are you sowing seeds of abundance or are you sowing seeds of poverty? Are you sowing seeds that are going to enrich your lives or are you dropping rocks in the soil where seeds should be and you're hoping that because you put it in fertile soil, it's something's going to come of it, right? Can't plant apple seeds and expect an orange tree. It's illogical. It's the same with expecting yourself to plant a rock and for it to bear fruit. It's not going to happen. Okay. Who came out to sing for you, Lakshmi? The goddess of abundance. I choose to feel abundant. Wealth is an inside job. Wealth is an inside job. Wealth, divine feminines, is an inside job. You are so blessed. You're so blessed. And abundance and prosperity is coming in for you big time. Get focused. Don't scatter your energies. Where can you best use your energies? Where can you best use your creativity, your magnetism, your light, your skills, your talents? Like, what are you doing with this? Are you focusing your energy on the garden that you're trying to cultivate? Or are you busy trying to be everything to everyone and therefore neglecting your garden? Because right now, it's time to focus on your garden. Focus on that light. And look, more of this beautiful red energy. Do what you can this week, Divine Feminines, to really tap into your root chakra and to get grounded. There's a ton of meditations here on YouTube that will support that, whether it's just like sound bowls or frequencies, like the hertz frequencies, whatever there is. There's so much on here. Meditative Mind has a ton of them, ton of them, ton of them, ton of them. Also eating grounding foods, right? Because we're planting things in the garden of our soil. Grounded foods. So you want anything out the ground, potatoes, yams, lettuces, right? Anything that's coming from the ground at this time. The closer down there, the better, right? Onions, like all that good stuff. Is gonna really help you keep grounded. Eating things that are red, wearing the color red, right? All of that is really supporting you. And it was red in all three of these cards. You know, this is like a pinkish red, so there's red everywhere for you. So really, really supporting you. Really supporting you. I'm so stoked that freaking Lakshmi came out. And bottom of the deck, Ariane, Ariane, Mistress of the Labyrinth. My soul knows the way, and the only way out is through. More white and red energy, right? My soul knows the way. Trust in the guidance of your soul. You're getting an intuitive download to go do something, follow through with it. We can pray all day long, right? Tell God what we want, pray, pray, pray. Thank you, God. Thank you, angels. Pray, 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 pray. And then we go into meditation and we get these downloads, this intuitive guidance where the Lord is speaking back to us. And we're like, cool. And then you don't do anything about it. And then you're frustrated. Like, you have to do your part. You have to do your part. You want an apple tree? Cool. God, I want an apple tree. Cool. So then you get intuitive guidance to what store to go to get the apple seeds. And while you're there, someone's talking to you about the different fertilizers you can use to do the apple seeds. And then you get home and you have like all the tools. Like, you have to follow the guidance. Like, you're being guided to go to the store for a certain reason. That person had a conversation with you about the fertilizer for a certain reason. You just got a house and it has a beautiful garden and it has space for you to grow the apple tree in a perfect place. You have to dig the hole or pay someone to dig the hole or get a volunteer to dig the hole. Either way, the hole has to be dug. The seeds needs to be planted. The soil needs to cover it. And you have to do the work. You have to do the work. Point blank and simple. Now, it may not be that you have to actually do the work and plant an apple tree. Maybe you're being guided to move to a new home, and that new home happens to have apple trees on its property. However it works out, understand that you have to do your part, right? You have to show up and participate. You get the guidance. What are you doing with the guidance? You got guidance, but are you going to listen to it? Are you following through with it? It's about following through. Even when it's scary, even when it seems like unsurmountable, right? It's not. She is I believe like the princess, whatever. She's the daughter of whoever's in charge of this big labyrinth, right? And every year they would have a competition to they'd put men in this competition, like in this little maze or whatever, to feed this wild beast, right? To tame it for however long. And so one year this guy went in with his weapons drawn and he's like, I'm not here to just see if I can overcome this beast. Like, I'm here to kill this beast because this is retarded. We shouldn't be going through this every year. Every year people shouldn't be dying because we're still stuck on this old paradigm. Like, it doesn't make sense anymore. Enough is enough. And so because she saw the purity of his heart, because she realized that he was trying to end the madness, she decided to help him. She gave him a little red thread so he could find his way out of the maze, out of the labyrinth when he was done, and also gave him like a special sword or whatever so she could like cut. I think it's like a minotaur that he was fighting against, whatever. And that might mean something to someone, which is why they have me mention it. But the point is, when you decide to show up for yourself, when you decide to show up against an injustice or some ridiculousness, some old belief or some distorted belief system or something that's just caught in our DNA. Like, it's like growing up with poverty consciousness, right? Which is something that I grew up with. It's just something that I'm still like working to heal and unblock. Like, if all you see is madness and chaos and poverty, and everyone you see is always struggling, everyone you see is always miserable going to work, then you think that that is the reality that you're doomed to, right? Oh, if I get a job, I'm going to be miserable. I have to get up every day and go to the job that I hate. That's what I grew up around, people that went to their jobs they hated, right? They just felt like they were doing it because they had to work because you have to pay bills, and I have to, and I have to, and I have to, but miserable, low vibrational energy, right? And then there's those of us that decide to step out of that and be like, you know what? No, I'm going to do something different. I worked for people for years, right? Helped make a lot of people a lot of money. And now I decided to take all of that and pour it into myself, right? And so I'm doing something different. I'm going to be an entrepreneur as opposed to just an employee. That's a really big shift. That's a really big shift for someone who was only around people that saw poverty and were miserable, right? In their day-to-day experiences. I've chosen joy. I've chosen peace. I've chosen to do something that brings light and love into my life, that makes me feel lighter, that makes me feel like I'm contributing to the collective as a whole, that makes me feel more connected to the divine and the divinity within myself, right? And that was a big step. It's a big bridge that I had to cross over. It's a big gap that I had to jump over. But guess what? I need to feel happy and content with my life. I need my children to see that there is much more to this world than to the things that we used to believe. And just because you believed something doesn't make it right for you. Just because that's what we were taught doesn't mean that's the right way. I was taught that because that's what I saw, but that is not the truth of God's divine universe. It is abundance that I learned from the Most High. It is prosperity that I learned from the Most High. And I learned that those are my divine birthrights and that I didn't have to do anything or be someone special or have a certain kind of job or say things a certain way or pray a certain way in order to receive these things. That they literally are just mine because I am a child of the Most High God. Just like they're yours because you're a child of the Most High God. Now, you have this beautiful, magnificent, abundant bank account from the Most High, and you got an ATM card, right? Are you using it wisely? Are you out here just swiping every 5 seconds to the point where the card got to get locked? Are you being scared and you don't swipe the card anymore because you're afraid that, you don't want to you don't want to get in trouble for dipping in when you're not sure if you don't really need something? Or are you flowing with it? Are you going to go have fun? Maybe go out to dinner as well, to clear your bills. Now I want to go have dinner and go to the movies and go have some fun. And know that the bank account belongs to the Most High. And so, yeah, it's coming out. I get to use this money, but guess what? There's more coming back in because the supply is infinite and it never stops. So where are you at in receiving that? Are you willing to let go of the madness, of the judgments, of the fears that were holding you back? Are you willing to step forward, to be a little courageous, right? To just be a little bold, be a little courageous, just believe in what God has in store for you. Believe in what the angels have in store for you. Believe that when you take the pen and decide to be the author of your life, that you can make that your reality. That it's not just a story on paper, but it is your truth. Are you willing to step into all of that? This is all available to you, divine feminines. Abundance, wealth is an inside job. As within, so without. As above, so below. Where are you at on that spectrum? All right, now we're going to pull from the Divine Abundance set for you. Thank you, angels. Thank you, guys, for being here with me in the Divine Feminine Collective. Please tell the Divine Feminines what they need to know at this time. Is that have served their highest and greatest good. Thank you, angels. Thank you, guys. Non-duality. Let your authentic humanity shine forth while also bowing to the inner divine. You can become you can become fluent at both. Like I said, pray, 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 pray all day. Go into meditation. It's time to listen. And then once you get it, what are you going to do with it? Right? You're honoring the inner self through your outer actions. You're honoring your own intuitive being by trusting and moving forward with this energy, right? Let your authentic humanity shine forth while also bowing to the inner divine. This is you reclaiming your sovereignty, reclaiming your divinity, knowing who and whose you are. That's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Look, more red energy. More red energy. Bottom of the deck, flow. Allow me, divine, to move with the flow and respond with calmness and peace. You're going to get on the raft of this life, and you can either allow it to flow. You can either allow yourself to flow with the currents of this world, with the flow and the blessings that are here before you, or you can try to paddle upstream. Paddle, paddle, paddle. You ever see people like whitewater rafting and they're just going at it, right? Crashing into rocks and there's water just splashing everywhere and trying not to fall off the boat. Like you got all this stuff going on. You can do all that. Or you can get on the raft and put your feet up, lay back, and know that the river is going to take you where it's meant to take you. And wherever you bump into a bank or a rock, maybe just push yourself off. At some point, you're going to land somewhere and you're just going to stop. And that's where you're meant to be. And it's going to be perfect. It's going to be fun. Dolphins are also the energy of playfulness, right? The divine masculine has had that this week. So allow yourself to flow with the currents of this universe. Trust in the intuitive promptings you're getting and then take action on them, right? The red energy, the root chakra, our lower chakras, this is about like the physical parts of our, right? This is about our earthly sense. Our root chakra is connected, is right above our earth star. What are you manifesting in the world, right? What are you actually going to do with this energy once you receive it? You're getting the guidance, right? Like Mother Mary did. She got the message. She had a choice. Follow through with the message or not. And if she didn't choose to follow through with this, we'd have a much different story to tell about Yeshua and the Holy Family, right? Her courage, her choice to believe, to trust, to flow through, to follow the path, even when it got hard, even when they were coming after her, even when she had no place to live, even when she was about to have a baby on the back of a donkey and she didn't know if she was coming or going. Even through all of that, she just trusted, she trusted, she trusted, and she kept going, and she kept going, and she kept going. También. Trust and keep going, right? Trust and keep going. Just go. And know that everything that you need will be added onto you. When you decide to show up in your bravery, someone's going to be there to support you. Someone or something to support your goals and your dreams. You might have had to carry the baby alone, but she was never alone. Your angels are always with you. Your ancestors are always with you. Your guides are always with you. Spirit animals, spirit guides, your galactic star family, the angels, the archangels, your ancestors are all surrounding you. And you have a soul family here on earth that you incarnated with that is here to support your goals and your dreams right now, right here, right today. So whether it's a person like me on YouTube or someone that you find locally, it doesn't matter where they're at on the globe. Just know that you're never alone and that there are people here to support and love on you. All right? Really support and love on you. What are you willing to do? What do you step up for? I love when I get comments under the videos and people are like, you know what? I'm going to go for it. Go for it. I'll put a battery in your back. I'll be your motherfucking biggest fan. I'm rooting for you. Know this. Hell yeah. Because the more people that are standing in their light, the more people that are standing in their truth, the more people that are falling in love with themselves, the better this world will be. I promise you that. I promise you that. So I'm here for it, Divine Feminines. And I'm going to leave it there. Root chakra, meditations. Do something about it, all right? That's your homework this week. I love you. God loves you. Angels surround you. Mwah. And I will see you later, my beauties.